Film The Help provides equipment for living for women who struggle with the power of their own voices. This film actually has two different protagonists. The very first one is Aibileen Clark, who's played by Viola Davis, and the secondary one is Eugenia or Skeeter, who's played by Emma Stone. What we see is two different women from very different backgrounds who share a very much common struggle. They both are somewhat vocally oppressed by different situations and scenarios in their life. Since this film takes place in the 1960s in Jackson, Mississippi, it is during a time where it is very much still racially segregated in America. And it is because of that that the experiences of both women are vastly different. Aibileen Clark is an African American maid, so she has two strikes against her: being black and being a woman. Speaking out for her and those like her could lead up to anything, including death. So she has to be cautious if she speaks, or if she says anything at all. Skeeter, on the other hand, faces a very different struggle. She comes from a privileged background afforded to her by race and wealth. Her greatest challenges during the film arise from the fear of her being ostracized by her social peers and overbearing mother. Both women have found mechanisms to cope with their silence. Aibileen has found comfort and solace through her friendships and religion. We see Eugenia, on the other hand, utilize her writing as an outlet for her suppressed thoughts. This film looks at how, despite different backgrounds, the women share a common goal: the need for equality. And the only way to accomplish that is through partnership. Aibileen has to find a way to let go of her fears of repercussion in order to obtain the life she rightfully deserves. Skeeter must realize that being ostracized pales in comparison to being a voice to the voiceless. She gets to kill two birds with one stone, essentially: fulfill her professional dream of writing and be a necessary catalyst for change. The audience likely finds this film relatable because at some point we all know what it's like to feel that our voice has been stifled or suppressed. And not always in the actual literal sense, but more often than not, the figurative one. We often go to work, school, and then come home, sometimes hiding behind our own internal curtains, too afraid to speak out on how we truly feel because of the foreseeable challenges that would await us if we did. It is then that I am reminded that one of the most pivotal moments of the film is when Aibileen Clark tells the young girl who she tends to the following: "You are kind, you are smart, you are important." Her final goodbye is also trademarked by that same slogan. Likewise, we must often tell and remind ourselves of how important and significant we are, and that our voices do matter, especially if we want to promote change.